you get to introduce everybody tonight.
Oh, all right, guys. Hey, hey, guys. This is Dower from Inside Game Chat. I'm one of the hosts, not the main host because Jared is the main host. So let's just go to him
Hey,
word.
guys. Hey. So, first off, Dower,
Yes,
what
sir.
have you been playing this week?
Okay. It's a JRPG episode, I guess, this week. So I'm playing a JRPG game. It's not the game that we're gonna talk about. It's the game that you all recommended to me to play, and it's on Game Pass. It was recently out of the Game Pass. It's Tales of Arise. I just got through the
Good
prologue.
choice.
Yes, sir. I just got through the prologue. I actually bought it back in the day. I believe like 2021, just a month after it came out. But I at that time was not like patient. Was not willing to give that game a shot after I played like for only like 20, 30 minutes. I was just like, I'm not feeling the combat at all. Even though it's just like the intro and tutorial, but I was just like, I thought it was like Scarlet Nexus. Oh, sorry, spoiled this episode already. What we're gonna talk
Wait,
about today?
it's okay. I
Yeah.
posted it on Twitter, remember?
Okay, yeah, he did. Never mind. So yeah, so I thought it was gonna be like as fast as flying with all those combos and everything with Scarlet Nexus from the get go. That's what I thought. When it wasn't, I was like, all right, let me just go trade that game in and play something else like Resident Evil Village or something. So I made a mistake back then. Now I'm playing with an open mind, and it's good. It's not. I still don't think it's. I'm still early by though. I'm still way early in the. I think it's a 50-hour game or something, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Uh, yes, a lot more if you do all the side stuff like I did.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
like all
So
the
I mean, it's a
monster
long.
hunting and stuff.
It's gonna be a long game, right? So I think main quest if you just play it's 30 plus, right? For sure. I guess.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, I'm like not even 10% into the game yet right now, but I doubt it. I think it's gonna be the combat's gonna get better in my opinion, for sure. You're
Oh
gonna
yeah, you
unlock your
unlock
skills,
more stuff as you go through.
yeah.
Um,
But I still doubt it. I don't think so. It's gonna be as good as this game right here. I don't think so. It's gonna be as good as this game right here.
I do
Gonna,
enjoy some Scarlet Nexus, but we'll
right here,
come to
man. Look at
that in
this.
a few minutes.
Physical forever, man.
Al, hey, physical is well, I think will always be a thing, and I will say
uh,
this: if
I
Xbox get rid
don't
of
think
disk
so.
drives, all they have to do is do an
Hmm.
update that supports USB disk drives. And if you want to
Gotcha.
play
Gotcha.
physical, there you go,
Okay.
because USB disk drive um, is just it's really just a key. Most of the time these days, your game's not. There are
Hmm.
still some that the game is on the disc, but most of the time
Hmm.
they're not.
Yeah, no, I mean, with the collector's edition, like I think we've talked about this before. So you just get them a steel book with no disc inside. It's
Yeah,
just, I don't, it's so dumb though. But whatever. And before you start talking about what you're playing, I'm sorry.
go right
I'm actually
ahead.
playing two other games too. I'm still kinda playing Marvel Midnight Suns. It's just like I'm having a hard time to play it like on a routinely basis. And then the other game out of nowhere that I started playing, I mean I said I was gonna play it, but I didn't think it was gonna be this soon. And it's Helldivers 2. So I wanted to wait another 2, 3 weeks on it because I thought the servers are gonna be crazy. But one of my friends told me they actually came up with a new update, like they will kick out the people who are inactive for more than 15 minutes. So servers are not that bad. So I bought it on Friday, played it all 3 days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night, and I had a blast. It's as good as people are saying for now, for sure. Those
It's
are the
still
games
on
I'm
my
playing.
list, but I have too many to even dip
It's,
into it.
I mean, you are actually making a smart choice because now, like right now, I want to play a Tales of Arise tonight, right? But my head is also saying, just play one round of Helldivers 2 before you go to sleep. But I don't think so. I can do it. I just don't think so. There's too
Well,
many games,
I've
man.
been having my problem. One of my closest real life friends, um, like,
Right?
no, I wish Trey was here, but he would never play Scarlet Nexus. This is an episode not for
Really?
him. Nah, he's not a JRPG guy. Um,
Okay. I'll
but
try to convince him by the end of the episode. I'll try that. Okay.
yeah, you're gonna try and convince him.
I'll try.
All right. Well, with me, what I've been playing this week, and like I said, just because of my friend,
Uh-huh.
Call of Duty. I went and bought
I see.
Modern
Okay,
Warfare
go.
3,
Mm-hmm.
and I bought because it was on sale for $10 more. I bought the big digital edition that comes with with all the extra stuff because it was $10 more. Is worth it, and
Gotcha.
uh, I just spent the last week playing it 90% of the time because I realize why I don't like buying battle passes. I get addicted to them until I complete the pass. And in under 6 days, 100% of that pass. I finished it tonight.
How much does one cost though? Like one battle pass? I have no idea because I'm not that into these Call of Duty multiplayers.
An average battle pass
No.
it depends on the game, but your average is 10. But you got some that are $5, and then some that are $15. But they're all usually about right there.
Okay. Okay. I
And
mean, that's a lot of money right there
well, like
for
I
one
said,
game.
I just paid for because it gave me extra skins and stuff, and just like it was worth it because instead of paying 70, I could just pay 80 and get everything.
Did you just unlock an achievement or something? Because I heard a sound like
Oh,
an Xbox
my
achievement.
Xbox is on in the background. It's over here.
Uh,
I have a
are you
huge
downloading something?
no, I have a huge LED TV, and I just leave it on my menus
Uh,
all the
uh,
time. Um,
okay. It's
yeah.
like you earn an achievement for doing a podcast. Episode 6.
Hey,
Let's
hey,
go.
hey! I would take it. I would take it. That'd be 60 gamer score for episode 6, and each episode
Sure.
is 10 more gamer score. So the
10
next one
more
would be
points? Yeah,
70,
all right.
80.
All right. All
But
right.
it's that total. You get 80,
Gotcha.
then you get 90, then you get 100, and then it just stacks.
Gotcha.
But I also did get a little time into Grand Blue this week. Not much, but I'm really enjoying
Relink.
it.
Fantasy Relink, right?
Yep. Uh,
All right.
but it's just cause I got on that stupid Call of Duty thing. I like Call of Duty, but I
Mm-hmm.
forgot why I stopped playing it years ago, and it's just like, um, but now I'm done with the battle pass. I can go focus on something else, and when my friend wants me to play with him, I'll go play with him.
Okay.
That's just how it is. Um, but I have been really fighting the urge to start Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Mm-hmm.
That's my just because
Well,
rebirths
get
get
ready for a rebirth. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Gotcha.
and
Gotcha.
I want to replay the last one because it's been
Gotcha.
since it came out since last time I played it, and especially because I've come to realize I never played the original Final Fantasy VII,
Mm-hmm,
but
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
remake is not a remake. It is a sequel to Final Fantasy VII. The plot is the main villain goes back in
Uh-huh.
time, and even though you're playing through it,
Uh-huh.
literally he's changing. Sephiroth is changing the whole story as you play
You're
through it.
talking about Seven Rebirth, right? Not just the
It
original one was the remake, though, right? I mean,
no,
when I say original, I mean the Seven remake that happened in
Seven
three
remake
years
is
ago.
still part of this new
Original.
trilogy.
Uh-huh.
Remake, it's a lie. Like somebody had to explain it to me. The original one takes place, and it makes a reference for him going for doing something because he can time travel and stuff. Because you see him in other games, references and stuff. But he time travels and goes back to make sure he wins this time. So that's why they're changing little aspects, but yet still kind of keeping the main story. But it's it's exciting. I can never play the original one just because where I'm dyslexic and the original one doesn't have voice acting, it would kill me.
Really, you relied that much on voice acting?
Well, no, it's just a lot of read. It's hard for me to read, and
Oh,
um,
okay. Okay. Makes
like
sense. Yeah.
I flip letters around, and like today I had a bad incident. I was a little embarrassed, but there's this brand of I'm with friends with a bunch of musicians. I thought there was a brand called Kong keyboard, Kong, but it was Koag. Kaj.
Og, Kaj. Okay.
Yeah, or
All
something
right.
like that. I can't
Yeah.
pronounce it. But
Okay.
uh Korg. K-O-R-G.
Okay.
But my brain kept seeing that R as an N, and I've
Okay.
thought that for 10 years. So it just messes with me, but
It's alright, man. All right,
it
don't worry.
happens.
In
But yeah,
time, in time, it will get better. Not really.
no,
That's
not really. But so I've got our icebreaker of the week. In
okay.
your opinion, out of all the games you've played, who has been the most unique character? The one you like the best?
Most unique. Oh boy. Okay, it's hard. Like video game characters, right? No comics at all, right? Just
Yeah,
video
video
game.
game characters.
Ooh, god damn. Okay, I mean it's gonna come down to two people in my opinion. Actually, could be three, but I'm just gonna come down, just bring it down to two. It's either Kratos from God of War, or my one of my favorite. I think he's my favorite in my opinion. I just don't know if it's Arthur Morgan. I'm talking about favorite. But I'm gonna say it's Geralt the Rivia from The Witcher. I think he's like the most unique character ever, and especially with like how he grew in like all three games. I did not play the first one. I played the second and third. I gotta play the first one. I'm just waiting for the remake
Remake,
to
yeah.
come out. Yeah. So yeah, his voice acting, like how he like kind of like talks to you throughout the game, like his abilities and everything, like and how he gets with all the girls, kind of like is kind of like Batman in a Witcher world, I guess. So yeah, I'm gonna say Geralt for me is unique and he's my favorite, along with Arthur Morgan, by the way. Those two are my favorite characters. Yeah, ever.
Okay, well, both good choices, but
It's Kratos and I'm sorry, it's Kratos and
Arthur.
Geralt, like with the unique one. I mean,
Uh,
Arthur is my favorite character. I'm not saying Arthur is not, and I mean he's unique, but he's not really that unique because John Marston is also there, right? So I cannot say he's unique, right?
you can say he's unique. Like every character is unique. Well, out of those three, which one's your favorite?
Which one is the favorite? I
Yeah.
mean, it's can't pick between Geralt and Arthur. They're
Come
both
on,
right there.
on the fly. Let's go.
I'll say Arthur Morgan. He's funny. He's more funny.
Okay, Arthur Morgan.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay, well, as for me, I
Hmm.
would have to say, and this comes from one of my games, uh, Tales of Vesperia. He's on my list, but Yuri. Yuri is kind of like a dark hero.
Okay. There are a lot of Yuris, by the way. There's a Yuri in a fighting game.
Yuri,
I've seen it.
like
Yeah,
Yuri.
Yuri, right?
Yep.
Yuri.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are a lot of Yuris. I'm telling you.
But it's
Yeah.
either him or I gotta say my main man Baird from Gears of War.
Oh, that's your main guy from Gears of War. That's why you like Judgment, right? So much.
Yeah, well, I like Baird and Coltrane a little bit better than
Coltrane is fun. Coltrane is fun. Yeah.
Marcus and Dom.
Ooh. I mean, Dom. Okay, Marcus. He's
I like
he's
old
like the
Marcus
Gears.
though. I really like when he's the old man in the later
Yeah.
ones.
Are you talking about? Wait. Oh, are you talking about the later ones?
Yeah,
Oh,
I've
I
always
was.
liked Marcus. Like he's still a great character, one of the best I've written out ever.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I like the snarky attitude of Baird.
Gotcha. No, that's fine. It's your choice, man. What I was gonna say though with Marcus, you brought up the latest game in Gears 5, and he met the other soldier who was his son's friend. What's his name? Oh my God, that Indian guy did the voice for him. Fuck, I don't know his name. Like he was a rude ass dude
Yeah, I
in the
can't think
game.
of his name either.
He was very rude to Kate Diaz and uh, their friend as well. Oh my God, I don't remember any names now. Never mind. So yeah, Marcus and him had a conversation. Marcus like, but son, because he just kept interrupting Marcus throughout the presentation or something when they were talking something serious. He's like, "Hey kid, what's your name?" He thought Marcus was gonna like compliment him or something. He's like, "I'm this guy." Marcus like, "How much would you take to shut up?" Like, just please shut the fuck up. Like that, the way Marcus delivered that sentence, it was much better. By the way, like it was funny. It was
Foz,
pretty
Fez,
funny.
for maybe it's.
Ah, yeah, Faz. Yep, that's him, Faz. Yeah, Faz. Yep, that guy I'm talking about. He was annoying, but he was fun too. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, those two would probably be up there. There are other characters. Um, I would also consider maybe Lightning from Final Fantasy 13.
13. I know her because there's a game actually called Final Fantasy 13. Ride the Lightning, I believe, or is it just Lightning?
No, Return of Lightning.
Return of Lightning. Okay, sorry. Ride the Lightning is an album by Metallica. Sorry.
Well, Final Fantasy 13 is a trilogy. So
Okay.
there's
Okay.
13,
Okay.
13-2, and then Return of Lightning, which I like 13-2 and Return of Lightning better than 13.
But you would recommend people to play all three though, right?
Yeah, I would.
If they are-
I will say the hardest one is probably 13, but that's because they hadn't refined the battle system yet by the time the other two came out.
Oh,
But it's still they're still all good games. Oh, excuse me. Anyway, do you have any game recommendations of the week?
Scarlet Nexus for sure. For sure, I would recommend that.
You can use that. You
Um,
can use Scarlet Nexus.
yeah, but let me try to be a little different. Hold on, let me think. Oh boy, Sonic Frontiers. Yep, definitely. Play Sonic Frontiers. I know a lot of people were like kind of like skeptical when the presentation was, and I was one of those too. It seemed like the world was pretty empty, like there's not much to do, but there's a lot you could do in that game. And when the boss battles are fun in that game, and then once the boss battle starts, when she goes yellow Sonic, I think he's Super Sonic when he goes
Yeah,
yellow.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
Supersonic.
All right. So
It's
he's Super Sonic.
basically
Once he goes,
a reference to Dragon Ball Z.
oh, okay, never mind. So once he goes yellow and then the music kicks in, man, those fights are awesome. So I really enjoyed that game for what it was. It's not a perfect, like no game is pretty much perfect except Batman Arkham City, I guess. But yeah, but like it has flaws, but it's still fun. I would, if you pick it up on sale, definitely like pick it up for 2025 and then play it. I think right now you can get it for 2025, to be honest, easily. Yeah.
For me, I'm going to pick a story game.
Okay.
But it gives you all the feels.
Sonic also has stories about there, dude. Frontiers has
I beat Frontiers, but I'm
yeah, it
talking.
has story.
This is like a Telltale story game. Like I'm talking.
Okay.
It's not any of the Telltale games, but
Okay.
I always recommend people play Life is Strange.
True Colors?
True Colors or Life is Strange 1 and or Before the Storm.
Dude.
2 is
Okay.
the
I've
one
not played.
that's not
Uh-huh.
very good.
I've not played those three, but I've just played True Colors and enjoyed the heck out of it.
Yeah.
It's really good. It's really good. It's not big time in gameplay. Obviously, it's not. It's one of the few story games that I enjoyed, and the music is really good in that game. Really good. Like it's satisfying. The environment is pretty dope. Like that place is it in Denver, I believe, Colorado?
Yeah,
No, it's not
it's in
Denver. It's
Colorado,
Colorado.
but it's in like a small
Uh,
town.
oh boy. I mean, yeah, they kept mentioning that name as soon as she got there, Alex.
I
And story, yeah,
I was
yeah.
about to do a spoiler. Just play the game; it's so much fun.
Yeah, yeah.
Any of them, but you can jump in
Can I ask you a
on
quick question? I mean, it's a spoiler, but whatever. Okay, I'm not gonna say their names. I'll just ask you this: who did you date, the girl or the dude?
the girl.
The girl. Okay. All right. Yep. All right. Cool. That's just I went with the dude, yeah, but just wanted to be different. To be honest.
Well, no, she's actually in the older games too, like the girl.
What's that? Oh, okay, I said her name. Yeah.
Yeah, but
She had her own DLC too, right? I did not play that.
I haven't played the
Some extra
DLC of her
chapter.
either. Yeah,
Okay,
but she
okay.
has
But
her
there's an
own.
extra chapter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a
Okay, okay.
pre-order bonus, if I remember correctly. But yeah, I need to go and play that. But yeah, she's actually been in several. She's in Before the Storm and that one. I don't think
Okay, now I have to
she's
play
not in the
those games.
original Life is Strange, but she's in Before the Storm. So
I gotta play that now. But damn, man, I don't have time. What the hell? What?
well,
Come on,
that
man.
one's when that's just that's a fun one to play with. Like,
No, I mean, all the games that I'm playing are fun, man. Except maybe
well, no, I
Marvel
was about
Midnight.
to say
That's
that's just a
kind of
fun
slow.
one. Like if you go on travel or something and you got like a
Oh,
like it's just like if you have like a Switch or something, pick it up on Switch or anything. It's on everything.
okay.
It's just a simple game, and it's just like you veg out, and
Okay.
you get a
Uh,
good story. That's what I always say. Um, but yeah, that's my recommendation this week is the Life is Strange series.
yeah.
jump into any of them, but
True
they're all
Colors,
good.
Star Wars True Colors.
True
It's
Colors
good
is real good.
difference. Yeah, yeah, it's pretty the newest one too. So yeah,
Yeah.
I mean people will like it. Yeah.
I have a friend who got, and I introduced them to the first one. She got so upset. She bought the albums, the vinyl, all the collectibles. Um, she, I say the first one probably has the most memorable characters.
Gotcha. I actually have their songs on my Spotify list from True Colors. The main theme song though is really it's my favorite though. Got the name though, but hold on, let me look. Well, you can talk about. I'll look for the name though. Give me 1 second. That's a good song.
Uh, yeah.
Haven is the song. Yeah, yeah, and it's a good song. And I don't know if you guys know this artist called Rhye. He's a good artist. He did a song in this game too. So yeah, just listen to their tracks, play the game, you'll enjoy.
All the
Yeah.
games have good soundtracks, and they're all kind of the
Oh
same
really?
vibe.
Okay.
Uh,
Gotcha. Gotcha.
yeah. So yeah, definitely everyone check them out. All right, let's go to the news, and I think this will be kind of short this week, unless you go like deep dive into Eldon Ring, but we'll get to that one in a minute. So we we
Oh
have the
man,
Xbox
totally.
games, guys, that are going multi-platform,
It's not Forza Motorsport. Heads up.
but there's still a chance. It's still
I mean, it was the deal was of these 4 games. You were talking about just 4 games at that time, all right?
yeah. There's
You
still a
got one
chance. I
wrong.
wouldn't be surprised.
I tweeted you right away. They completely ignored me. I'm
No,
like,
I
yeah,
didn't.
you got
I
this wrong.
tweeted you back. I said, "Hey, I was
You
wrong."
did?
Yes,
Oh, you did? Oh,
and you
yeah. Oh,
liked
never
it
mind.
too.
Wait, what? Really? Hold on. Okay. I can't even find it because it's a week old tweet now.
But those are the 4 games.
Uh-huh.
Hi-Fi Rush is coming to PlayStation.
Expected.
It's not to Switch, but I think it's probably a Switch 2 launch
That
title.
is such a dumb move, though. Oh, you said Switch to
Uh,
launch title, but it could have been
it,
worked fine
oh
on the
no,
Switch, though.
no, it needs 60 frames. It has to have it because it's by the beat.
Switch doesn't have any 60 frames per second game at all.
Uh, it doesn't have the power to do 60. I mean, I think there might be like the little 2D side scrollers and stuff for 60,
Okay.
but something like Hi-Fi Rush won't make 60. But I'm 100% sure it's going to be a Switch 2
Okay. No.
title.
No. No.
Um, and then Sea of Thieves, which I think that'll be on Switch 2, is coming to PlayStation. Pentiment is on both,
Mm-hmm.
and Grounded is coming to PlayStation.
But Ground is not also on Switch.
No, I
Oh,
don't think
no.
it was.
Okay.
I'll need to
The
double
Switch
check.
only got one, basically, out of
Yeah,
4.
just because of the power of the
Yeah.
game. Just because it's running on 360 like capable gen hardware.
Grounded.
On the Switch. What's in
Oh, okay.
there is basically like the next tier up from an Xbox 360, just under an Xbox One. That's the best way I can
Gotcha.
sing the power of a Switch.
Switch. Gotcha.
But I'm excited for everyone who gets to play it. Play Hi-Fi Rush, most definitely.
I
Di-
might replay it on PlayStation just to actually feel the. I know you don't like your vibrations, but I might want to check out DualSense haptic feedback with that game, with Hi-Fi Rush.
that wouldn't be a bad idea. You like
Mm.
physical? They're making a PlayStation physical and Xbox physical version of it through Limited Run Games.
Yeah,
And I know Limited
it's.
Run has a better app though.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, no, I mean, whatever. It's just like I was gonna say this. Yeah, as long as the game gets ported to PlayStation, then Xbox will do physical games. It's, come on, like it's so dumb, man. I mean, we can
Well,
go on
by
about
by
this
them
later,
going to
but
Limited Run, that also tells me they weren't going to do physical like for main
themselves.
retail.
Okay, okay, okay.
Even with
Gotcha.
PlayStation, they probably just did it because people were requesting a uh, um, Grounded's not getting physical,
I mean, I don't care about grounded. So,
and
and
Pentiment's
I'm being
getting
selfish
physical.
here.
Pentiment's
I'm being
getting a
selfish here.
physical.
Yeah, I saw that. And the box art looks kind of dope though for Pentiment. Did you
Yeah.
see that? It's pretty dope. I'm not a Pentiment guy, but the box art looks good though. Yeah. Do you like Pentiment?
It was too much reading, had no talking in it.
Oh yeah, you don't like reading. You just said it. I'm sorry.
It's not that
Yeah.
I don't like it. It's just it's too hard.
I mean, it's too hard. Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Okay.
but yeah,
It's a book game.
and I think we covered all 4 games. Gonna see if, and Sea of Thieves is getting a physical on PlayStation, and it is
Okay.
not limited run. It's going to be able to be bought in store because it's
Good.
a full
I mean, it
AAA game.
already has a physical game. I mean, physical copy on Xbox already.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, next thing is the other big news of the week. You can say it.
Elden Ring, Shadow of the Earth Tree. Man, that's a great presentation. I mean, we all knew it was gonna be good, like the presentation, and we all know that DLC is gonna be a killer. But it's just like FromSoft just knows how to exceed your expectations, man. I don't know how to do it, but like that's just a badass trailer right there. I watched it at least 4 times the same. The first time I watched the live stream, then I watched it 3 more times just to see the music, the everything, the game, the bosses, and I don't know that guy's name, who's actually on the cover, but it looks great. The boss designs for From Software, it's not just their bosses are done well with fighting and everything. Their designs are just like top notch, dude. Like from the base game, Godric design was awesome. Like I love his design, man. So yeah, I mean,
I
Shadow.
enjoy the game. I'll probably pick it up, but let me get through all my other stuff first.
Okay, go ahead.
And from what I've heard, it takes place on the other side of the world.
Okay.
So,
It
it's
doesn't matter where it takes place, man. I'm sorry. It
well, I'm
doesn't
just
matter where it takes place.
giving a little
I'm just gonna enjoy
context.
that. I know, no.
Yeah, it takes place on the other side of the world. A new major villain, which I think that's the statue of. Um, and
Some
so,
people are saying he's not. Some people are saying he's not, though. I'm sorry I'm cutting you off with this, but it's just like I'm so excited. I'm sorry, man. I'm just
no,
so
no, you're
excited.
good. You're good.
Yeah, yeah.
Everyone can tell. So you're gonna make everyone want to play Elden Ring before the DLC comes out.
I mean, there are people who are like already dying to play. They're like, we want it now. I mean, it's only 4 months away, but it's gonna be. I mean, you have a lot to play right now, but still, those people who just want to play Elden Ring, it's gonna be a tough 4 long months for them. So,
Guys, play something else. This is me getting
yeah,
close to the mic to make sure you understand. Play something
Grand Blue,
else.
yeah,
Yeah,
Scarlet
play Grand
Nexus.
Blue. I'm playing it right now. Um,
All
but
right.
yeah, but we're both excited for Elden Ring. I guess that covers it. But I do have a topic question of the week. I haven't got to have one yet, but I wanted to do a Game Pass breakdown.
Okay.
Is it becoming the ultimate service now that everything's settled? Yes, 4 games in Game Pass now are on everything, but even then, we're getting all the Activision stuff. And I actually looked up how much all these games cost. MLB launched in Game Pass this year. Persona
Yeah.
Persona 3 Reloaded launched. That's $140 already.
Yeah.
We've got Indiana
Yeah.
Jones, 140. I mean, another 70. We've got
Stalker
Avowed.
2. Yeah, we got. Oh yeah, about and Stalker 2.
Yeah, Stalker 2. That's another 70. And I'm trying to
Hellblade
go
2.
with the ones that are launching into it. You've
Hellblade
also
2.
what?
Hellblade 2. Hellblade.
Yeah, Hellblade, and that's 50.
Yeah, it's
Um,
still much. That's a good
but I mean, seriously,
Yeah.
we and there's a few others that are launching, about 6 other games, and if you throw in
Oh.
Call of Duty,
Yeah, it's rumored though. But yeah, but it could
no,
launch.
no,
Yeah. Yeah.
they stated that when the contract
But
is up, they're guaranteed that Call of Duty's coming to game. So they don't. We just don't know if it's this year or next year. They cannot
okay. Okay.
say for certain until that contract with PlayStation is up.
Gotcha.
The one that
When
was
is this? When is that gonna be up though? Do you have any idea? The contract.
they had 3 games left, which
Uh-huh.
was Modern Warfare, which everyone thinks was Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare
Mhm.
3, and then Warzone 2.
Okay.
But if they're not including Warzone 2, it'll be whatever this one year and then it's next year. It's either going to be this year or next year. That's the only thing we know for certain. But if you do the math, that's close to $700. Like, which is, does this make it the ultimate service? Because all these games launch, not to mention all the other stuff that even if it's 3 or 4 months, 6 months later, which they go down like $30. Would you say that Game Pass truly is becoming the ultimate service?
I mean, I've been before even Activision, I've been saying that to be honest. Like even if you look at 20, I mean, kind of rewind a little bit. Like let's just 23 last year, for example. Let's start with that. We got two Souls-like game. I know they're third-party games, but whatever. We got them day one. Lies of P, Wolong Fallen Dynasty, 60, 60, 120 right there. Along with that, we got. I mean, it wasn't day one, but we got Remnant 2 dropped out of nowhere. Shadow drop, right? That happened. We
Yes.
obviously had Starfield. We had Redfall. Obviously, all right, it's a bad game, but whatever. But like, at least you didn't have to pay to feel bad about that game, right? You got Redfall, you got Starfield, you got Hi-Fi Rush. Surprise drop at $30 a game. Full great game. I think it was the best Xbox game last year, in my opinion. In my opinion, it was. We also have Forza Motorsport right there, 2023, right? And along with that, you had a lot of other stuff too. I mean, I can't recall all of them, but it was a great year overall. Oh, you also had Ghostwire Tokyo launch when the day one with on Game
When it
Pass.
came to Xbox, yeah.
When it came to Xbox, see, it was day one on Game Pass when it came to Xbox, and you had a lot of other. There were some other games, too. And back in 22, you had a Plague Tale Requiem drop.
Day
Day
one.
one. It was that was a great game in my opinion, and there was a lot of stuff too. Like Metal Hellsinger was a surprise. Nobody was expecting that to come to Game Pass, and it came to Game Pass. It was I didn't even know about that game until Game Pass, and I played it, and I had a blast with Metal Hellsinger. Yeah, and I mean, and then 2021, and it's just like, dude, they've been doing this stuff all, and you've been getting these MLB games every year, not just this year. I mean, it
Yeah,
started since
it's like
21.
yeah.
Yes, yes. And then 21 was one of the best years in my opinion. You got Halo Infinite, you had Forza Horizon 5, you had Psychonauts 2, your favorite, one of your favorite games ever. You had
Yes.
the Microsoft Flight Simulator. That's the year when we got the baseball game, and the announcement was pretty dope too. By the way, don't sleep on that. I mean, I like how sometimes Microsoft does their marketing with the Game Pass. They've been kind of like not as good right now, but they did a good job back then. And there were some other games too. I said Microsoft Flight Sim already. There was a couple more games, but yeah, they've been phenomenal for 4 or 5 years. They've been an ultimate service for a while. I save a lot of money with Game Pass, and I think most people do too. Yes, you don't get some of those biggest games like Elden Ring. You don't get them.
Well, that's a
I,
third party. Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, but a Plague Tale Requiem is a third party. You got that. So I mean, sometimes you do get great surprises. I'm just saying, man. And like sorry, I've been talking a lot, but like
No, no,
right
no,
now when
no,
you were
no,
talking,
no. You're just making
uh,
you're just going with the flow. You're making the
no, no,
point. Like,
no,
is it
no,
the ultimate
for
service?
it is, and like for 2024, like right now you were talking about all the day ones, right? Like Indiana Jones, Hellblade. What else you said? Hellblade 2, Stalker 2, About, um, what else we got? Like whatever. So, but you also got this surprise, Dead Island 2. Okay,
Yeah,
if you
that was
did
this big.
not buy, yeah, if you did not buy day one, if you were kind of like looking to get it on sale, it's available to you right now at no extra cost right now. You got that. You had Tales of Arise. I know it's an old game, but like a lot of people who are like not like for myself, for example, like not into JRPG as much, you can now go ahead and try that, and you could just fall in love with it, right? Tales of Arise right there. That's another one. And we just got Resident Evil 2 and 3 recently, back to back. So you get a lot of great third party games too. Sometimes you just discover something that's old, but like new to you, by the way. It could be new to you. Like Tales of Arise technically is new to me. And oh yeah, like you said, Persona 3 Reload came out, and there's another game coming out, Flintlock: The Siege of Dawn. Don't sleep on that game. It looks really, really good. It's coming out this year. I believe they said summer for now, and then also we have the summer showcase coming up. So we could still see more surprises then. Like a lot of people like speculating that we might get Forza Horizon 6 this year too. We might.
We might
So
that
that's
one is very
a lot.
speculative, but
2024 is a lot. It's packed for Game Pass. It's packed.
But I think they wanted a 3 to 4 year dev cycle before Forza Horizon launch. So I'm a little less thinking
It's
about
3 years.
yeah,
It has been. It will be 3 years. The
three
last
to
one launched
four.
in.
So
I mean, it could be right with the four, by the way, but the last two have been released within a 3 year cycle. 2016 was three. Oh, actually, four came out within 2 years, by the way. It released in 2018. Then you got Forza Horizon 3 in 21. So you may be right. We might get Forza Horizon 6 in 25 because games are harder to actually
well,
develop
no.
now.
From what I understand, they're starting to develop with the new Turn 10 system, the one that came from Motorsport, the next
Didn't they
upgrade.
use that
Well, no, they
for
used
even?
it. The new engine is an upgrade. It's an upgraded
Uh,
image. So it added a lot of stuff. That's the reason it took so long to get the new Motorsport out. The new Motorsport took 5.5 years.
6 actually. I think it was 6. Yeah, the last one came in October 2017. I mean, the
Okay.
one before this one. Yeah. So,
Okay.
yeah, six
Well,
years. Yeah.
6 years. So I think that they wanted a next year to learn the new. And it's still the same engine, but it's the next version. And the fact that they're also applying this engine to Fable. Fable is going to be made on a car engine game, which is kind of interesting if you think about it.
I think they'll do a great job.
Oh yeah,
I
they will.
mean, yeah, I mean, they will. I was also saying this for Rocksteady too with Suicide Squad, but hopefully it doesn't repeat. But like, I mean, Playground, we trust them. I trust them for
Well,
sure. So yeah.
we know Fable's not a game as a service game, so that's
Yeah. I mean, by the way, it's not nothing against the life service games. By the way, even if you take that element out, the Suicide Squad was not as good as what Rocksteady was known to be. So I mean that it's not their best game. Even if you take that out, the live service part, if you just play that game for the campaign, it's a good campaign, but it's not great. That's what I'm just saying. Yeah.
that's fair. That's fair.
Mhm.
That
Mhm.
is very fair.
Mhm.
So you heard it here, folks. Xbox Game Pass has become the ultimate gaming service for all
It's
the
been
day
for a
ones.
while. It's been for a while. It's been since 2020, if you ask me. Yeah.
You heard the man. I was just asking because I was listening to another podcast and they mentioned this year alone, if Call of Duty drops into it, it may be the ultimate thing. Just because, not for that everyone plays Call of Duty, like Dower here doesn't play it at all, but with it dropping in the Game Pass day one, that is the biggest game of the year.
It is. It is. Unless it releases with GTA next year. So yeah.
Well, GTA will
Yeah.
release. GTA year is one year. But
Yeah.
Call of Duty is every year but GTA
Every
year.
year.
Even
Yeah.
then, though, it's still going to sell right there with GTA.
Hey Jared, quick question though. It's a kind of like a side question, but I just want to know. Like, remember a couple of years ago they said they were not gonna release Call of Duty early. They said they were gonna try to do a 2 3 year break. But what happened? Now they've been just releasing every year though since then.
No, that was
They were
when
playing.
Activision first, like the announcement happened that once Microsoft got them, they would like to get them on like a 2 year.
Okay.
That wasn't Activision plan. That's Microsoft's plan because they want their other developers like Raven Software to go and develop what they want.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
half of 90% of Activision is
Working on Call of Duty.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Even Toys for Bob is working on Call of Duty, and that's a
So I mean, that's not good. I mean, a lot of talent is just wasted on one game. And actually, to be honest, the Call of Duty is not as good as it used to be, right? Like as it was before, according to most, I believe, right?
honestly, I think they should just. Here's just my opinion. I think they should just drop Call of Duty campaigns altogether and just go full multiplayer. They're going to make more money anyway. There is a select few that play Call of Duty. I'm going to say less than 10%, maybe even 5% of the people who buy Call of Duty are playing the campaign.
I mean, if I was gonna play Call of Duty, it was gonna be for the campaign, but it's not
But
for me,
you
man.
get what I'm saying, like.
You know, no. I understand your point. I do. It's just like, well, it's kind of. You're right though. I mean, just continue with Warzone 2 then, I guess, right? Just
Yeah, go
screw the.
Warzone 2 and apply the newest Call of Duties. Like if you want to do the campaign, fine, but it's really just everyone's just Warzone and multiplayer support now. That's what all the studios are doing.
But if they're not gonna do that, if they still want to do the campaign and multiplayer, I would just suggest them to like take a 2 3 year break. Like, I mean, that's. I mean, a lot of people would kind of appreciate that. I mean, they would take quality over quantity, right? I mean, I know it's weird, like how, or maybe just Call of Duty people on Microsoft's, also Microsoft might also be like considering we'll just take the money because we know if we launch it, it's even if it's not good. Like Modern Warfare 3 wasn't even good, but it still ended up being the second highest selling game behind Hogwarts Legacy, right?
Yeah. But all they like really all they have to do is just release one game and then do have two studios focus on support for that for 2 years, and which is the default studio that releases it, plus a sub studio, which there
Mm-hmm.
Activision. Most people don't know this, but my Activision had several sub studios too. That like they don't have names; they just literally support studios.
Gotcha, gotcha,
Um, but yeah, they could totally go down that path with COD. Um,
gotcha. God,
but hey, I'm playing it right now. I kind of regret
I
it, but
know.
yet don't. Anyway, why don't we get on to the game that our episode's about this week?
Yeah, let's go.
Scarlet
Let's go.
Nexus. It's actually playing our B-roll right now,
Mm-hmm.
and
Ooh, it was also added to Game Pass in 2021, by the way. It was,
yes,
it was. I remember that. Yeah.
yep, it
Mm-hmm.
was in Game Pass briefly, which there's a chance it could come back. Um, but let's start off with what was your favorite part of the aspect of the game? Was it the combat or what?
Okay, it's obviously it's the combat for sure, but as I said in the very beginning, or did I, if I mentioned it or not, but like I've been talking to myself earlier, so I did enjoy this game from start to finish, not just only for the combat, but for its characters and its for engaging story. The story was well done in my opinion. Normally I skip dialogues in like games like JRPGs or like something anime type because sometimes their dialogue is just like you know what they're gonna say. It's not that important. You can just skip it. But like I don't think so. I skip any dialogue at all in this game at all. I know sometimes they can be like really long, and I'm not one of those people who enjoy long conversations or cinematic scenes. But like this one, I really like all the characters. Like obviously the main two, Yuito Samaragi and Randall. I believe it's her
Yeah,
last name is Randall.
Kasane
Kasane
Randall.
Rand.
Kasane.
Kasane. I'm sorry. Thanks for correcting me there, man. Kasane,
Kasane.
because I really like it. Yeah, no, she's pretty dope, and both guys were. I mean, both characters were phenomenal, and I actually liked her sister too, Kasane's sister. I'm not gonna say. I mean, I can't say the name, but I'm not gonna tell what's gonna happen later in the game. It's just like
You can say her
the if
name,
you have,
and like I
it's
said, we
it's
we give
Naomi.
small spoilers. That's the best way to explain the game, and
Yeah,
it, and
it's
it
Naomi.
and it's
Mhm.
past the 5 year mark. So as long as you don't
It's
give away
not.
the
It's
end.
no. It's not 5 year mark. Yeah, it's three. 21, man. What
No, no, it
released in
came to Game
Xbox
Pass in
Series?
21. It came out.
No,
I think it was
bro.
2020.
It says it right here, 21, right here. So yeah,
Okay,
it.
21. I
You
felt like it
said
was 20.
yeah,
I felt like it was 2020.
bro. Even if it's 2020, that's still not 5 years by the way, but it's 21.
Well, 4
It
years. 4
launched.
years. Two. It's over the two
Launched
year
during.
mark.
It launched once this came out, Series X. So Series X launched late 2020, by the way, dude. So come on, man, get your facts right.
But I played originally. I think I played it on the Xbox One and played it some
I
more.
mean, you could. Yeah, I mean, the release for both consoles, it did, it definitely did. But
Yeah,
like,
I was
yeah,
a
and
day oneer
by
on
the
it.
way, it actually looks really good even on the Xbox One. The gameplay as well. You might not get 60 on one, but like it still plays really well on one. I tried it, but one time I was having some issues with my Series X. So I played it on my one. I had still had the One X, by the way.
That's
And
what I had the Scarlet. Yep.
yeah. So, oh yeah, the Project Scorpion talking about
Yep.
the
Yep. Project
okay,
Scorpion.
got you. Um, But yeah, the game man itself, it's phenomenal. Obviously, like I was saying, the combat, it was the main reason that kept me going. It's fast paced. It's really fast. It's not like, I mean, I'm not saying anything negative about Tales, but like some JRPGs are kind of like slow or like kind of janky. But this one, or like turn based. If you're not a fan of turn based, Scarlet Nexus is for you, in my opinion. I mean, you play the combat, when you upgrade, you do much and much better. There's an ability called for both characters, Yuito and Kasane, psychonesis or something like that. What was it, man? Do you remember the word psychonesis? It's just like a powerful move you do. It's pretty that takes a lot of health out, and it's just like you gotta control yourself too, because if you go overboard, it's gonna take your health, or just your guy will just lose control or something like that. It's Psychonesis or something like that. You weren't were you playing this game last night? I thought you were.
Yeah, I was playing it.
Did you not get to that part? The
Well, no, I was
Psychonesis.
just playing missions just to make the B
Oh, okay,
roll.
okay.
Um,
Well,
yeah, I was playing it last night. But I was really just doing it for the B roll, like I was saying.
hmm
Um, and I'm watching the B roll now, and I just died. I had been so long since I played, I kind of forgotten how to play.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
I
it
was
will
getting my
happen.
butt whooped, even though I'm like a level 70, like no level 80,
Gotcha.
because I kept playing until I got all the achievements. Um, but random fact about the game: did you know there was a TV show that corresponded with the game?
I mean, when I open the case though, I see something here. Is this the one you're talking about right here?
Yep, you can watch it
Yeah.
on Crunchyroll, and like
Yeah.
it's actually really good. It follows the game to the T, but
Uh,
gives them more context.
okay.
And as each episode went on, there was a shop you could go to,
Okay.
and it would give you items for that episode that played. So you got up
Oh,
to 26 items. So
cool. That's dope.
I
That's
mean,
dope.
yeah,
Uh,
it was really cool. I like when I was playing it had just come out, so like I had beaten it probably by the sixth episode,
okay.
like the 100% thing.
Hmm.
Trying to think what else. Um, but it really with the show and that it like that's what I liked about the game is the story. It is like you said a great story,
From
and
start to finish. From start to
I
finish.
never
Not
actually
gonna lie.
finished the anime, which I might do one day because some days I have days where I just sit on my butt at work because I'm what we call babysitting, which means I'm just there if I'm needed. So I'd probably just binge watch it one day. But who was your favorite character out of all of them? Do you remember everybody?
I mean, obviously not their names, but like definitely it's Yuito and the girl who had a crush on him on his in his group though. I forgot her name, but
Hanabi.
she's a red-haired girl, Anabi. Okay, yeah, she was pretty adorable, but she was fun though. Like her conversations were cool. I
You
also
better
have a
not say that
character
in
who
front of
I
your wife. I'm just kidding.
sorry, no, she's down there. I mean, she will also like her, so she knows what my types, man. So her name again, Anabi, right? Just
Yeah,
confirming,
I believe
Anabi.
it's
All right,
I believe
but
it's Hanabi.
yeah, she's fun though. And there was another character who I didn't like, who I hated the most. I think most people would be like on my side with him. He was in Kasana's group. He had an art. He just hated Yuito. Like his attitude was always just like he
Glasses,
just yeah, the guy with the glasses.
electric.
He
The guy
always
who had the
had.
electrokinesis.
I believe so. But I mean, he was effective when you needed him, but like he had his attitude was just like from the start. I was like, I hate this dude, man. Like, what the hell? But whatever. But like, still, it keeps you in the game too. Like even you need one of those people who you want to hate on too. And yeah, and then obviously the Karen guy. I mean, people will know who he is later on, but he was like a unique character. Like he had an aura with him that like I was just knew from the start. Like there's something with him. There's something gonna happen later in the game with him, and obviously it did. And he was powerful by the way. Once you fight him, you'll know like how powerful he is. So yeah, and scary.
Yep. I've got the characters in front of me. I couldn't remember all of them by heart either. But we had Kyoka, which was the girl with the purple hair, the older, kind of like the mom of the
Yeah.
group. Then
Mm-hmm.
Hanabi, which is the flame girl
With the
who,
girl.
yep.
Uh-huh.
Then we had Luca, who was the guy who was like the young
Short
kid
guy. He
that
was a
could.
short guy, right?
Yeah, he was the
Yeah.
teleporting.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, let's give a little context about this thing. Is like if you get psychic abilities, they do stuff to you to make you age slower.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so
I
like a
Yeah. Go ahead.
little
Go ahead.
little context for the game, like, and so you can be a soldier longer, pretty much.
Gotcha.
And
Yeah.
everyone has their own psychic abilities. Like both Kasane and Yuito have psychokinesis, which is your traditional. I chuck things at people or levitate
And it's
stuff.
just those two. It's just those two with that ability, right? Like, okay. I mean, there
No,
were two more other people,
well,
I think.
there were other people with psychokinesis, but what makes them unique was they were just a little bit more powerful.
I mean, but there was something like it's with
Yeah,
Yuito and Kasane.
there is
Like they
something
went to a
specific.
different world. Remember
Yeah,
later in the
yeah,
game?
yeah.
But yeah.
But there's Kasane's technically. We'll get a little spoiler here. Hers isn't psychokinesis. Hers is something else, and Yuito's isn't psychokinesis either, but it is. Um, Anybody who doesn't have powers are called duds,
Yeah, I remember that.
and
Yeah, it sounded so disrespectful though.
Yuito was a dud, and he was medically given his abilities.
Gotcha. Gotcha. I
And
forgot about that part. Yeah.
so, yeah, a little bit more into context. Like, that's why it has a good story. And Kasane had her abilities, but what makes her, there's a reason hers is unique. Hers isn't psychokinesis, but psychokinesis is an aspect of her abilities. But you have to play the game to learn them. I'm not telling you any more than
Yeah.
that. Um,
Hmm.
Back to, let's see.
Can I say one thing? The only thing like might like kind of like have people like kind of like from a distance not want to play this game. It is one thing. I mean, I don't know if you agree with me or not, but like when I first watched the trailer for this game, the thing that kept me from not buying it day one was the enemies and their design and their names. The others, I was
Yeah.
like, I mean, at first I just couldn't get over the design. It just looked so,
Yeah,
cheesy and stuff,
legs with
corny.
flowers at the top of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it just looked really corny. It really did. And then the name on top of it with the others. So I was just like, oh, it's just whatever. I mean, it looks cool, the gameplay and everything, but I don't know about the enemy design. So at that time, that's why I didn't buy it. Day when I waited waited for it to drop down. I bought it at I think $36 or something like that.
It was
So
a
once I'm
JRPG, and here's me. I'm buying it day
yeah.
one.
Yeah, I mean, I bought it just 2 weeks before it came to Game Pass. So, but it's alright. I mean, I love this game, so I don't regret buying it. So yeah, yeah.
But yeah, it like But let's go
Hmm.
back to the main characters. With all the guy you don't like is Shiden.
Cheating. Yeah, that's a bad name too, by the way, for a dude. Uh,
Then there's Sagumi, which is my crush. The little black haired uh girl, Kasha.
uh-huh. I'll have to look at her. I've forgotten her completely. I know Naomi, still Kasane's sister. I know her.
Yeah,
Yeah, because she was important. So
yeah, she is. She is
yeah.
important.
I know
And
Alice too. Even though she wasn't in the whole story, Alice, but she plays a key role, by the way. Alice. Sorry for the spoiler, people, but whatever. Play it.
then the twins, which I'm not seeing their names in this list.
By the way, who was the boss, like the leader? There was an older dude in their group in Yuito's. Actually, not in Yuito's, in Kasane's group. There was a guy. Like you said, there was a mom type of a girl in Yuito's group, but there was a dude in Kasane's group. Like an
Uh,
older. He had a heavy voice too.
Seto? You
Like
mean Seto?
I think it was him. I think it was him.
Yeah,
Seto, right?
Seto was
Yeah.
kind of both of them. Um,
Like he was in charge though, kind of like
yeah,
a
and then
like
there's Gamma. Gamma's the muscular, big old rip dude.
I don't remember that. Shit. He was in Kasana's group or Yuto.
He was Yuito.
Okay, Yuito.
Yeah, yes. There are two, just a little more context since the way we're talking. There are two separate stories. And you play through one, I recommend you New Game Plus and play through the other.
Okay, so here's the thing. I was talking to one of my friends. I wanted this guy to be on this episode because he's a huge JRPG guy. So he told me I did not know this at that time. I thought you had to play both stories to complete the game, like to get the credit scene, like not just like get the full ending, just to get the credits. I thought you needed to play both character story because that's what I did throughout the game. But then he told me he just played the girl's story and he got the credits. So I was like, okay, I did not know
Yeah, well,
that.
yeah,
So
like you get the credits on both of them. But that's why they have EX New Game or New Game Plus, and then you play through the other character, which it just carries over, and you have all your abilities. It makes it a little bit easier.
I
And
was not getting the option though, I guess then.
well,
I really don't because I played both of their stories chapter by chapter to be honest. I played like YouTube's chapter, then I played Kasana's chapter.
uh,
That's how I was playing.
well,
Yeah.
I mean that's fine, but
Uh,
if you just paid through one and got to the end and got that credits to roll first time, then it comes up with the EX, which you can still play through the same guy, the same character if you want to, but really it's
okay.
recommended
Okay.
that you play through the other.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
I'm trying to think. Arashi, yep, there's another one.
Mhm. Into the
And
game. There's a lot of people in the game.
Nagi, which
I
isn't one of
know.
the
I
playable
remember Nagi.
characters.
There was one. I mean, it's a spoiler. There was one character in Yuhito's group, like close to Yuhito, who turned into other or like against the group for a while. He didn't turn into other, but he just was like manipulated to go against the group, and then you had to fight him in a boss fight. Who
Yeah,
was? Was it Nagi
yep,
or
yep,
it was Nagi? Okay, okay,
yep.
cool. It was Nagi.
And you can get a lot of that in the PlayStation version. And then there are things called extra episodes, which each character like has a relationship gauge, and you can
That's
build up.
you.
And you'll see in the B-roll, you'll see my house because I did them all. So my house is all decked out with all the stuff you get, and how
Yeah, yeah,
everybody's like,
yeah.
yeah,
You could actually do the extra episode with the main characters too. Like if you're playing as Yuto, you can go to Kasane and do that extra episode, right? I remember that. I
yeah.
think so. Yeah, and then as Kasane, you can go to Yuto and then do that. So I normally did with Hanabi
There's
the
actually
most
a
because
couple episodes that are only
uh-huh.
available in either campaign.
Gotcha, gotcha.
So, but
I
it has
actually
to do
did
with Kasane and uh,
Yuto
yeah,
Samaragi. Yeah, I like Yuto's last name too, Samaragi. I don't know. By the way, Yuto's dad was rich or something, right?
yeah.
Something like that.
His dad
Yeah, he
is
was rich.
like descended from like the guy who created the
Mhm.
the whole spiel. We don't want to get too spoily, but everyone needs to play it.
I
Uh,
mean, definitely. The thing that I want to say is to Trey and like people who are not into JRPGs, like I'm not myself. I'm not. I'm just playing these games like recently with an open mind. This one was the one JRPG game that caught my attention right away, just because of the fast-paced combat. But there's some cool things you can do. You can like kind of like uh pick up weapons, like big weapons, like cars and stuff like that, and just throw them on your enemies with combos and stuff like that. I mean, there's the combat is pretty deep in this game. Like, there's a lot of things, cool stuff you can do. Not just like it's not just
yes,
satisfying. Yeah, it's just like a lot of combinations you do, and once you get the best of them, the abilities, it's just it feels so good as you execute them. Like, do you remember that stuff? Like, you can hold
yeah.
like a lot
Uh,
of heavy
you
stuff.
see it. You
Like,
see it a lot in my B-roll. Is
oh, okay.
as you further you get, you unlock to where eventually you can do 4 abilities at once, which is the max you can do. Um, and one guy has invisibility. One girl slows down time. Um,
And it's not easy, by the way we were saying. Obviously executing is easy, but some bosses, some
oh
guys are
yeah, I had to do it.
challenging.
I had to do that on the B-roll on easy just because it'd been so long since I played.
It's
And
it makes
even then,
sense,
I
man.
died 3 times.
Makes sense, man. You're playing this after like 2.5, 3 years later, so
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
but I wouldn't be against playing through it again. It's a good game. Oh, Scarlet Nexus is in PlayStation Plus.
Oh, yeah, it was recently added, right? I
Yep.
believe the PlayStation Plus
So
catalog. Yeah, yeah.
so you can play on PlayStation Plus or you can pick it up on Xbox. Totally recommend it. But yes, the battle system is amazing with this game.
There's a lot of things you can do in this game. And hey, I just want to point this out. Thank you for talking about this game. Thank you for recommending us like to talk about this game last week when you asked me because hey, it's been a while since I talked to anyone about this, and it's just making me appreciate this game even more because just recalling it, it just made me like, wow, this game was actually really fun. It's just surprising how so many people did not play it. So I mean, definitely play this
Yeah,
game.
I
Yeah.
mean, and I want more and more people to play these kind of games. JRPGs on Xbox, like I want to change it to where a lot of the time a lot of the time games just go to PlayStation and release on Xbox. It's not that PlayStation paid for
Hmm.
exclusivity. It's just
Hmm.
because it's harder to sell JRPG games. But they're starting to get, as Bandai Namco sees, we're starting to get
Hmm.
more and more support and stuff. And the more people that play them on Xbox, the more support Xbox gives, the more people get to experience. Because
Absolutely.
there are people out
Absolutely.
there who's not going to buy an Xbox and will play on PlayStation. But then there's people that are not going to buy a PlayStation that would probably try it on Xbox and enjoy it.
Hmm. Hmm.
And that's
Hmm.
another good thing about Game Pass is whenever a JRPG comes to Game Pass.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but anyway, I have a trivia question for you. Normally, I try and do a trivia related to the game, but that one was kind of hard. I couldn't really figure one out or find one because I'm good at making trivia, but that one's like that would take some memory skills to
It's about a
remember.
JRPG people, by the way. I'm
But
just letting you know.
it is about JRPGs.
Hmm.
Um, what was the first Final Fantasy game to come to Xbox? Was it A 11, B 12, C 13, or D 15?
Okay, earlier I said I was confident, like because I'm confident about one thing for sure. 15 wasn't it.
Nope.
15 wasn't it because I know I've seen 13 in a 360 logo before, and 15 was released during Xbox One generation. So it's not 15. But like 11 and 12, I have no clue, and I'm just gonna go with 13 because I think so. It's 13.
Wasn't 13.
Oh,
It was
oh,
Final
well,
Fantasy 11.
okay,
Here's an
all right.
extra
And it was
credit
awesome.
out of those four. Which one was the last to come to Xbox?
15.
Nope.
What?
It was 12.
12?
See,
What?
now let me explain why
Oh,
11 ended up on Xbox. 11 was the first MMO Final Fantasy game.
like 14 basically
Yes.
is, and now 14 is actually just coming to Xbox.
11 broke all the rules and it had crossplay. It was the exception to everything. But yes, that's why it was the only Final Fantasy. It was actually one of the only games to ever break that rule, and that was the first Final Fantasy.
The last one to come to is 12. Well, I have like 11, 13, 15, and then 12. But
12 was a single player, and 11 and 12 launched around the same time on PS2.
oh, okay. So wait, did 11 come to the OG Xbox?
No, it
Oh, I
came
thought it was.
no, it came to the 360. Uh, 11 launched on the PlayStation 2 at the end of the generation. Like,
So okay, like, gotcha, gotcha.
and they ported it the same time the 360 came out, a year before the PS3. So that's why it
Gotcha,
was ported.
gotcha, gotcha,
So,
gotcha.
all
So I mean,
right.
best place to play that Final Fantasy game at that time was 360.
Yeah.
To be honest, right? Yeah, yeah. So
360
it
or
was more
PC.
powerful than PS.
360 or PC.
A PC also had it. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um. Now, what's the next game on your list,
Um,
or what do you plan to play this week?
I mean, so it's still Tales of Arise right now, along with the Helldivers 2, and on the side also Marvel Midnight Suns. It's just hard to keep a schedule right now, but I'm playing all three. And I mean, if I end up really, really liking Tales of Arise, I'm definitely gonna pick up Grand Blue Relink because I said the other friend of mine, he's a JRPG guy who I wanted on this podcast. Thanks for not showing up, dude. because for some reason you're nervous. Okay. It's just a podcast. Like, I mean, now we don't have millions of people watching us right now. I hope one day we get there, but I don't think so.
Well,
But
and we're
yeah,
not live either. It's just us.
whatever, man.
I
Okay, so
mean,
yeah, I mean,
eventually we may do a live episode or two,
yeah, yeah,
after E3 or something. Not E3, but after Xbox Game Showcase or something. That's just
yeah.
if everybody wants it who listens to us. But
Gotcha. So yeah, I mean, he said like the boss battles in Grand Blue Fantasy Relink are kind of special. Like he's saying, it's not Final Fantasy 16, but it's like right below Final Fantasy 16. So that's making me want to buy that game. So I'm gonna play Tales of Arise first, see how I'm doing. If I end up like really liking after another 5-10 hours, I'll pick up Grand Blue for sure.
definitely. Me, it's Grand Blue and probably Final Fantasy VII Remake. I want to replay it before Rebirth, like I mentioned earlier. But
Is
yeah,
it?
and probably a little Call of Duty and Fortnite.
How are you gonna beat remake before Rebirth? Rebirth is launching in 3 days, right?
Well, I'm already got it pre-ordered. I will just play it after I finished it.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. You won't play day one. Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
Well, and there's a couple people are saying wait till the first update comes out. It's got some graphical issues that are supposed to be fixed around. Like,
I saw that people are complaining about. They're saying actually Final Fantasy VII Remake looked better on PS4 than what Rebirth looks like right now on PS5.
and so that'll be good to wait until that's all settled. Um, but yeah, that's gonna be me this week. Let's do our socials.
Play this game, people.
Yes, play Scarlet Nexus.
Yes. All right. You can find me on X, Twitter, at Dower_San. And if you want to follow me on Xbox, or like want me to be your friend on Xbox, it's my gamer tag is Dower Rock letter N roll, rock and roll, Dower Rock and Roll. And on PlayStation, it's Dower2526. At that, I came up with 2526 because at that time when I got the PlayStation, I was 25 years old, turning 26. I know it's dumb, but whatever.
Well, you can find me as random_name on Twitter and Discord. You can also find you can find me as Bex the name BECKS the name on Xbox or some random name on PlayStation.
Nice.
Yeah. I wanted some random name for Xbox too, but I was never able to get it. Anyway.
But before we wrap it up, though, also follow our Twitter channel on is it channel or Twitter profile?
It's a Twitter channel. I was about to say
Okay.
inside Game Chat, and we have a Twitter now. I was going to mention that.
Yeah.
And
Follow us there.
And one of my goals is to eventually get us an Instagram for me and him both to upload game clips that we're playing, or if we have community things or stuff like that. Just fun little things. But it's super exciting, and in the next couple weeks I plan on having all of our episodes on every major podcasting site out there.
Yes, people, we are listening to your feedback, people, and don't think we're ignoring. It's just like it takes time, man. And we're getting there. Jared is doing all the work, to be honest. But like, hey, I listened to your feedback and I provided to Jared. Jared does the work then. All right.
Yeah. And I'll
take 10% of the credit.
Yeah. I'll get it taken care of.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's it for this week's episode. Oh, but before we go, what do you think we should do next time? Any themes for a game? Because we'll surprise them with something.
Next topic, like one specific game,
or a theme or something.
Like how we did with Scarlet Nexus today, right?
Yeah, well, we got a theme, and then I thought of Scarlet Nexus when we started talking about it next day.
I mean, there's another game that launched just a year before Scarlet Nexus. It's not its original release date, but it's a definitive edition of Mafia. I mean, if you want to talk about that, because I really enjoyed that game too. So if you want to do it, cool. If
Mafia
not,
1?
Yeah, Mafia 1.
I've never actually played it. I played 2 and 3.
3, I couldn't even get into it.
Oh, I love 3. I like 3. I like the dark humor. But that is an option.
There's dark humor in 1 too, to be honest.
And see, in that case, even though I haven't played it, you can tell me why I should play it. We could do a whole episode dedicated to that.
Well, To be honest, I kind of get confused if the game was developed. I mean, the setting is in Chicago or New York, but I think it's Chicago, like early 20s Chicago. So if you want to experience the a beautiful setting, a beautiful looking Chicago from the 1920s with an excellent protagonist, Tommy DeVito, I believe is the name. Yeah, Tommy something. Yeah, I might be getting it wrong, but whatever. It's been a while. So him and if you like stories, right? So I believe that game has excellent story. Like the story from start to finish is good, and it's just like the setting I said. It's just like you feel like it's a great setting for night. Like like when you watch a movie, like an old school movie, you were like, all right, that movie actually represented 1920s really well. This game did a great job at 1920s, like representing 1920s and the people of that time. It starts off with a bang and ends with a bang. So like definitely play that game. Combat is not the greatest, but it's like if you can deal with Mafia 2, it's the same combat. Mafia 2, Mafia 1. So yeah, definitely. You like Mafia 2 though?
It was okay. I like 3 better.
You okay? But Mafia 1 is better than both in my opinion. So yeah.
Well, we could probably do that one week, but it gives us an idea.
Yeah.
We'll talk this week, and we'll surprise you all with what we play, what we end up doing.
Yeah.
All
It's not
right.
having Mafia people because he hasn't played it. So.
Yeah. Sorry,
Anyways.
but anyway, catch you all on the flip side. Over and out.